If you've ever owned a paddleboard, you know they take up an incredible amount of space. They're big, they're too awkward for the shed, and somehow they seem to be exactly in your way when you need a walk. Now, I recently built this privacy wall, and while most people would normally probably stop after building the wall, I immediately looked at it and thought, you know what this needs? More projects. I'm Brian DeLuca, and this is MakerBuildIt, where we turn ideas into projects. Today we are building custom paddleboard racks to hang a paddleboard. These will hook directly to the privacy wall we built. We're going to cut the steel, we're going to grind it down, and we're going to weld everything together, creating something that's either a great storage solution or lessening gravity. Let's get going, but before we do that, this may be the perfect time to hit the subscribe button.
The goal is pretty simple. I want a set of wall-mounted brackets strong enough to hold the paddleboard, keep it off the ground, and stop it from slowly taking over the backyard. Now, I could have bought a storage rack, but if you've ever watched this channel before, you know that's not really how things go around here. Why buy something when I could spend significantly more time building it myself while creating multiple opportunities for mistakes? So for this project, we're using 1/2-inch square tubing, which is 36 inches long. Now we're going to start with our 36-inch piece. Then we're going to start adding our tops and bottom. The first piece we're going to do is 7.25 inches. Now that is equating for the 6-inch depth we need for the paddleboard, as well as the distance we need to get over the slat in the fence. And we're going to make the piece coming down that's going to hook on 1.5 inches. Now we're going to make the bottom piece 6 inches. And we're going to run 8 inches for where the pieces that hold the paddleboard in are going to go. And I'll show you why in a second. Now at the 31-inch mark, we're going to add the other piece that's going to connect to the slat on the fence. And that's going to be also 1.25 inches deep. Oh, I wrote 1.3. Sorry for my crappy handwriting. And once again, it's going to be 1.5 inches coming down, and that's going to hook onto the slat. Now, this will fit paddleboards that are between 28 inches and 36 inches. Now, if your paddleboard's 25, because some of them are thinner, you could either make those 8-inch pieces longer, or you could just take that 36-inch piece and cut it. It's strong enough to support a paddleboard, yet light enough that if I accidentally drop it on my foot, I'll only regret it for a few days instead of a few months. After measuring everything several times, which is something I learned to do after discovering that steel becomes surprisingly short immediately after you cut it, I started cutting the tubing to length. Then I clean the edges and prepare them for welding. I remove the burrs, clean the metal, check the fit up. Good welds start with good preparations, and since my welding skills aren't exactly carrying the team, I figured prep work should, well, at least help. This is the point where experienced metal fabricators are usually calm and confident. I'm neither of those things. Since these brackets will be holding a paddleboard and living outdoors year-round, the welds actually matter. This isn't decorative welding. This isn't nobody will see it welding. This is, if it fails, my paddleboard is going into the flower bed at high-speed welding. So naturally, this seems like the perfect project for someone whose welding experience can best be described as enthusiastically improving. With every cut and fit, it's finally time to start welding. For this project, I'm using the Sefaspe ARC 200 Pro welder. One thing that I appreciate about this machine is that it has a few features that help compensate for operator error, and by operator, I mean me. 200 Pro includes adjustable hot start from 0 to 1 seconds and adjustable arc force from 1 to 10%. Hot start helps the arc ignite faster and cleaner when striking the electrode. And that's because sometimes my first attempt at starting an arc looks less like welding and more like I'm aggressively introducing electricity to steel. Arc force helps maintain arc stability and reduce rod sticking, and for newer welders, increasing arc force slightly makes a noticeable difference. For me, it significantly reduces the amount of time I spend wondering whether I'm welding or simply gluing an electrode permanently to the workpiece. Another feature I like is the ability to customize the arc characteristics. You can adjust things based on your material, welding position, and electrode type to create smoother, more stable arc. Which is great because my welds are going to look questionable, and at least I know it wasn't the welder's fault. Now, if you're a professional welder, you may notice certain creative decisions being made here. At this point, I'd like to remind everyone that this is a paddleboard rack, not a pressure vessel for a nuclear reactor. My goal is simple: strong welds, well, at least strong enough to hold up. Reasonably straight brackets, and reasonable is a subjective term here. After welding everything together, I checked the alignment, made a few adjustments, and then completed the final weld, and just enough grinding afterwards that nobody asked too many questions. A process that involved equal parts welding, grinding, and inspecting, telling myself it will be fine. Shh, don't tell anyone. I used a little bit of JB Weld steel stick to fill in some of the small holes that were a result of my crappy metal fabrication. Once the fabrication is complete, if you want to call this complete, I cleaned everything up and applied a protective finish. Because these brackets are going to live outside, I wanted them protected for rust. The goal is storage. Now I am going to 3D print some little end caps for these brackets, so make sure you like and follow if you want to see me do that crappy design. Everything was secure and ready for the moment of truth. Will they fit? Will they hold? Would I discover an exciting new structural engineering lesson? Let's find out. Hey, that actually worked. The paddleboard is off the ground, easy to access, protected from damage, and no longer occupying random locations around the yard. And honestly, the brackets came out a lot better than I expected, which either means my metalworking skills are improving or my standards are dropping.
Overall, I'm pretty happy with how this project turned out. It was simple, it solved the problem, and nothing collapsed, and that's always a great thing when I'm welding something. I'm making the design available for you to download free on MakerBuildIt.com. For more on 3D printing, DIY, or maker projects, make sure you like and follow MakerBuildIt, and remember, keep on making. Oh, and remember, if you're a beginner, the difference between a beginner and an expert is probably about 10 years and probably a little less grinding.